Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And this week, we're going to cover Dune Part 2. Because it actually, just this last week, we're recording on May 25th. The 21st is when it released on Max. So if you haven't seen it, here's your chance to pause the episode, go watch it, and then come back and listen to us be stupid.
Did you watch it in theater?
Fuck no.
No.
You never go to the theater.
When
What
was
am
the
I
last time?
saying?
I would say, when was the last time you went to the theater to watch a movie?
Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh, yeah.
me and you. That was the last time I went.
I don't even remember us going together.
You don't?
No.
You looked at me through 90% of every time. That's how I knew
see
there
that.
was.
Did you guys go by yourselves? Because I went with people, and I don't remember who because I'm old.
Did we all go together?
No, I went.
Me and you and Logan went together.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's right.
And then me and you went another night
Oh,
together.
okay.
That's sweet. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our best friend date.
Well, it was either I asked him if he wanted to go or I was going by myself. Didn't care. I was going to watch
Yeah,
it.
it's like SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah.
Why does he get to be SpongeBob and I have to be Patrick?
Fucking
He's shorter and yellow.
yellow.
Not like, well, not like Asian. That's not what I meant. That would have been
You have
bad.
jaundice?
But
That's what I thought. I was like, my liver's not shut down yet.
Give it time.
you're a parent. I figured there was a lot of alcohol.
No, actually, I just stress and hate
It might be
life.
the light. The light's a little bit yellow.
The light is yellowed. I'll give you that.
It's a golden light.
So you didn't go see it in theater, right? Okay.
No.
You went and saw it in theater. I
did.
went and saw it in theater.
It's a movie that deserves to be seen in theaters.
It was really good in theater. Now, I watched it again after it came out because it's really good to begin with. But I mean, it's really good. But the problem is we've been waiting. Me and Jarrett have strictly been waiting to do
For
this
me to
because
watch it.
I loved this movie.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I liked it considerably more than I liked the first one.
Oh yeah.
So let's hop into it. Noteworthy actors, besides the ones that we covered in part one, because obviously most of them are still in it.
except for a few, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's.
But if we're talking new notable actors, Florence Pugh,
Yeah.
Austin Butler,
Christopher Walken,
Christopher Walken.
who I fucking hate. We'll get into it later.
I did not, when they announced that he was going to be the emperor, I was like,
I didn't believe.
I was very skeptical. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, he only slipped into his cadence and accent a couple times.
I do like that they gave, is it fucking, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy? Is
Yes.
that her name?
Yeah.
They
Yes.
gave her the Zendaya treatment.
Yeah. So
You get
okay,
2 lines.
Not in really, because she wasn't on the promotional marketing everywhere like
Yeah,
Zendaya
fair
was.
enough.
It's just like she's in the movie, barely.
Yeah, that's true.
somewhere. Good luck finding it. It's like, where's Waldo?
Come back in part 3, bitches.
Come back in part 3 and maybe I'll be there.
Yeah, it's a maybe.
Notable actor. I mean, everyone was good.
Yeah, everyone was good, and most of them are returning. Most
That's
of the
fine
really
names.
good ones are the returning ones anyway. I will say, Timothy Chalamet impressed me.
Shamalama ding dong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Austin Butler. Did you say Austin Butler?
I said
or not?
Austin Butler.
I didn't hear you, I guess.
One good thing or one interesting thing I liked about Austin Butler's performance is he matched Stellan Skarsgård's accent.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. He matched like his cadence and accent. It's
That's not how he talks.
No.
Well, I mean,
He
I know
talks
that.
like
He
Elvis.
talks like Elvis
Yeah.
now, but
Well, yeah.
It really did. That movie fucked his like
Voice
vocal.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's weird. I think Dune unfucked it up.
maybe. I did see a clip that it was Austin Butler talking to Timothy Chalamet, and they were talking about something, and they were just joking, and he was smiling a lot, and it like cut to somebody stitched it on TikTok, and it cut to them, They're like, thank God they made him bald and gave him black teeth because everybody would have just fucking rooted for him.
Yeah, it's true.
So, next up is another 3-hour movie, was my point, because I feel like we're getting a lot. Like, that's the new. It feels like that's the new standard.
Everything like this has gotten, we get fewer of a thing, but we get longer bits of it. So TV shows gone that way.
Yeah.
So we're getting 45 to hour long episodes,
But we're only getting 10 of them.
that are sometimes going into like hour and a half, 2 hour long episodes of a TV show. It's a movie, right?
Yeah.
It's not a TV show. Those are movies, and that's fine for me. I'm fine with that. So everything's just going into throwing all the big production into one thing instead of doing like 25 episodes where they're having to throw all the production into every single episode and then have to spread that money out with the actors. That's what I think's happening.
I just think this is just a really, really dense fucking subject matter that they just like, you know what? Fuck it.
This is going to be, it's going to be 3 times as long as the original movie.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing because the original movie, at times it feels very, very fast paced while also feeling really drawn out. But it feels very fast paced and almost too much so because you lose yourself in parts of it. Like, I don't know what we're doing now. So it's probably a good thing because the books are very dense. So,
I will say this felt very well paced. Like it didn't feel rushed and it didn't feel like it drug on too long.
Yeah,
It just
I'd agree.
felt like it was good.
So you're saying 3 hours is too long, but it was necessary, but good?
I'm not saying it's too
wrong?
long.
You're not saying it's too long?
No,
Just a note. He just
it's
knows.
just a note because it seems like that's the way we're going. And some movies, 3 hours is way too long. For this particular movie, didn't care in the slightest.
I mean, it's a trend that started back with like Lord of the Rings. I mean,
We go through these cyclical trends of like long movies, short movies, long movies, short movies.
because like the 50s and 60s, they had really long movies. 70s and 80s cut it short. 90s had it cut short. 2000s brought it back again with long movies. So don't worry. We'll go back to hour and a half long movies soon.
If they're good, they're good. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah. So next up, I got an ad before I watched on HBO Max.
Yeah, so did I.
It was the Dune Prophecy ad. And it didn't say anything about Dune Prophecy to start with. It just started playing, and it was Dune. And you could clearly tell that it was Dune.
The only thing that you kind of know it's an ad is you have the skip button in the corner.
Well, and that's why I thought it was a recap. I thought I was getting a recap of part 1 and thought I could skip it.
It's a recap of stuff that happened like 1,000 or 10,000 years before the beginning of part 1.
It never. No, I could tell it was Dune, and I seen the skip button, and that's what made me think it was a recap.
The Bene Gesserit.
Because
Like a TV show. Like, this happened. This happened.
Like
previously.
Supernatural. They're like, here's all the important shit you kind of need to know.
Here, remember this.
Yeah.
I know it's
sometimes they show shit
And you're
from
like,
season 1.
You're like, obviously something important or something with this is going to happen.
Yeah,
anime does that a lot.
it does.
I've noticed they do like a little short recap with all the pertinent information for this specific episode.
Yeah,
Which is nice because I can't remember anything anymore.
Old.
the dementia. I recognized Batista this time because if you all remember, we were talking about notable actors, and somebody said, "Yeah, Batista," and I was like, "He's not in this fucking movie." Seen him and was like, "Oh yeah, that's Batista."
He's really almost not in this movie.
He's really not.
Yeah, he's really in it for very short periods of time.
They shuffle him off the side. Be like, here's our new toy, Austin Butler. Fade Rotha.
That is true.
Here's our new toy. We're going to bring back Sting.
That would be an interesting choice. So I'm trying to think of how to word it. Whenever the Harkonnen are looking through, trying to find the Fremen.
Are you talking about the beginning
At
of
the
the
beginning?
movie?
Near the beginning
I don't
of the movie.
even think that's CGI. I think
That's
that's
not the strings.
I think
Well,
that's
okay,
wired.
I wrote
It's
CGI.
supposed to look weird.
It looked bad. Like it was so obvious that they were. Now the question that
Well,
I
they're not
is,
using like flight packs, I don't think.
that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Is it just like an anti-gravity thing that they have, or do you know?
I think it has something to do with like telekinesis.
Okay.
It has more to do with that than it does with like jetpacks or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote flight because it looked like flight, flying hard.
It is sort of.
Yeah. Is and isn't.
Yeah.
It looked bad. It was very obvious.
I don't remember exactly. It may have something to do with some of the chemicals and genetic stuff that the Harkonnens do to each other. So
Gotcha.
Ugh.
Dirty Walter.
Yeah. How many people has Stilgar brought in as Lysano gave? Because he's talking.
It's not like stated, but it is very much implied that he like this is not the first time he's brought someone and been like
is that again?
Yeah. But it's not said like twice, 3 times.
Well, he said there's
500 times.
There's been signs or whatever that, and then that lady replies, "You've said this before, or whatever," and then again,
Well, and it just made me interested and it made me think of it because he's like, I'll put my life on it. And I'm like, does he do this every time he thinks someone's Lysano Gabe, or is this one different?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This one is different.
This one is different.
It's different.
There's a movie made about him, so obviously.
Yeah. No man will survive, but drink it now. The mom being like, no man will survive. And then she drinks it and then immediately is like, Paul needs to drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shots.
It's because like she drinks it, gets the ability to see the future.
No.
Yeah.
It's past. The women get the past.
No, they can all see everything that's going to happen.
Can they?
Yeah.
I thought they could
In a
only,
way, yeah.
I thought they
It's
only
like-
had the past memories.
It gives them like
It does give her the past memories, but like they are basically like I can see the path forward.
It's kind of both at the same time because
They're like present through time.
Because the idea is that there's been so many that have done this thing that have then put their memories all together that because patterns exist, they're going to be able to predict.
And also, it's a prophecy that the Bene Gesserit created.
Yeah.
This whole these Al Gaib, that's their prophecy that they planted on Arrakis 8,000 years ago. Or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So she's like, he has to drink it because he has to fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you can see the future, fix it.
There's nothing for her to fix. This is exactly what she wants. It's all going according to plan.
That was the plan. The whatever mother, Reverend Mother, from the first one is putting her on this course because the Bene Gesserit want this to be the case.
Yeah.
They want the whatchamacallit. The Hazarat. I can never remember how to
His Dak Cataract. I wrote it down somewhere, I thought.
something like that.
His Zach something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids Dak
The chosen
Cataract. I don't know. Fucking
It's close. That's yeah.
said it.
Hit sack Satarat. That's what it is.
Hit the sack, bitch.
Sure, I don't.
It doesn't matter. But the chosen one that
They're actually pushing her to take her, like, to go with her son to Arrakis to then fulfill this prophecy if they have the chance to do so.
Ah, there it is. Kwisatz Haderach.
Sure.
Roughly. It's a rough translation. I'm sure it said somehow else. Next up. I forgot where I was. Anthropologist versus experience, because in true form or fashion, somebody has studied something and then somebody who has experienced it, the person that studies goes, no, you're supposed to do it like this. Mm-hmm. And the person's like, yeah, because I fucking live here and know it. It was just in...
But again, that's part of like the self-fulfilling prophecy because like he will know their ways without ever having
experienced it.
But it's like, yeah, it's because he like literally, we see him in the first movie, he's studying Arrakis.
Yeah, he's reading it.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's very interesting. It's like all the little circular details.
It's in all honesty, it's a comment on organized religion in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next up, was there a time skip I missed? Desert vehicle fight. Because we see them...
It's
I
not
don't
even
remember.
missed. It's not stated. It's just kind of implied that
It just happens.
some time has passed.
Okay, it just caught me off guard.
6 months.
'cause perhaps I was taking care of the kid and I missed.
No.
Like, that's what I thought happened.
There's no like black screen that's like, 1 year later. It's just like
Yeah, they went from him walking in the sand to him under the sand. And then
They also
blowing
went
up
from
a ship.
her not looking pregnant to looking pregnant in that time frame.
Yeah.
Well, it goes from him, like specifically, I remember him walking in the sand, and then the next time I looked up or looked at it, he was underneath the sand, and I was like, oh, what's happening here? And then I seen Paul fighting, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I could have done a montage, I guess, but
I didn't need the montage. I guess I needed to pay better attention is what I needed.
no, there was nothing in between it. No,
Okay.
it was just straight to attacking the vehicles.
Great. That was good. I liked it. Radon losing his mind over just not everything happening. I put over this because he was losing his mind over everything that was going on. Basically,
Smashing that guy's face into the keyboard. Yeah.
He's just like, fuck it. Which is a testament to how important Paul is at destroying this regime.
He pulled a little bit of Drax out of there.
Yeah.
There was
be honest. A couple times that he said things, and I was like, your Drax is showing.
Also, him being painted up in grayscale doesn't help too much.
Yeah, it definitely looks very similar. And then we go to Austin Butler, his gladiator fight scene. It was just colorless. Is that a thing on their planet?
Yeah, it's their sun.
Okay.
It's a black sun or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but
I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, but essentially they shot it in real life with an infrared camera.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. That's why that's how they got this effect.
Gotcha. I was just curious because I was watching it and I was like, is this again, it's one of those things because it wasn't really stated.
Because when they go from inside the building, there's not a lot of color, but there is some color.
Yeah.
And then he steps outside. It's just like that infrared black and white.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what it is that there is wavelengths of light that you can then pass through like some sort of filter of a certain color, and it will be black and white. Now, there's even flames that burn black and white. Literally black flames with white glow. And it's really strange to look at because it looks not real. It looks like it's been filtered with the camera. But what all it is just there's certain wavelengths of light that are passing through certain types of filters, like an atmosphere, that then turn it to be looking like it's no color.
Yeah.
Essentially. So that would be what I would assume is happening. Their sun is producing that wavelength, and then their atmosphere is providing that sort of same kind of filter. So that's how you would think about it scientifically, I guess. Otherwise, you would just say, well, it does it. It's that way.
Yeah, and it's a cool stylistic choice.
And that's why, because don't get me wrong, exposition in movies and TV can be way too much. No exposition can also be a problem in that I didn't know if this was just a stylistic choice because of being on there. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know what you mean. But, I mean, I don't see why they would have to explain it. Because even if it is just stylistic.
It does nothing. It has no
it doesn't have
effect.
any effect on anything that's going on besides you not seeing blood, essentially. Next up.
Yes.
Obviously. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Because the Baron, is that what the whole next part basically is?
This is why Paul does not want to go south, because he will kill billions if he does.
Okay, so what we're talking about is, I wrote down, wouldn't removing the Emperor cause a larger war for the throne? Because the Baron constantly talks about how he was going to put Austin Butler.
Feyd-Rautha.
Yeah, it's Na Baron is what they call him. Na Baron.
Not Na Baron, Feyd-Rautha.
And I keep wanting to say Na Baron, not the Feyd-Rautha part. But if he kills him, then other people are just going to be like, oh.
Yeah, secession wars are terrible.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, nobody gains.
And that would be essentially what happens. Next up is when the lady caught the worm. So whenever she drags it out of the water and it shows the worm's mouth, I could not help but think of the Dune popcorn bucket. And I immediately went, please don't stick your dick in it.
Don't do it. It's not worth. No.
I like to think it's like the little ones are way more fucking scary than the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the big ones you really see coming.
Yeah, that one's just like...
That little one definitely shot out at her.
And it's not really that little. It's fucking like 6 feet long.
Yeah. And it did wrap around her immediately.
Real quick. Could have choked her ass out.
And now that I've brought up the Dune popcorn buckets, I'm going to bring up all the memes that I seen about the Dune popcorn buckets whenever it was in theaters, because there was another movie that was out the same time as Dune. Do you remember what that movie is? You went and watched it.
I did?
Yeah.
What was that Runtime Dune? I've forgotten.
Starts with an A.
No, I've forgotten.
We're playing a guessing game.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I hang on, wait.
I give up.
Anyone but you.
Oh, I was literally gonna say, I was like, is either anyone but you?
Yeah,
Because
because
it was
you could
this-
have just taken it in there with you.
Because that was the joke.
okay.
It's like the guy seeing me dump out my popcorn.
I didn't go see it. I just,
Oh, I thought you went and seen it.
no.
You watched it.
Yep.
Never mind. You watched it after the fact.
Yep.
I thought you said you went and seen it.
I was like, I'm not gonna go pay for watch that.
Gotcha. But yeah, that was the meme that I consistently seen was like the movie theater worker staring at me after I dump all the popcorn out, load it up with butter, and then walk into anyone but you.
Gosh.
It was great. Good times.
My favorite part is if you ever go watch like the press tour for this, is the cast finding out about the
Oh,
Dune
yeah.
popcorn bucket. There's a really good one of Rebecca Ferguson who plays Jessica. They show her the picture. She's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "That looks like a yep."
So it does.
Yeah. And most of them, whenever they see it, they're like, why would they make it like that?
No one knows.
You have to, like, they had to
Oh,
know
they
what
know.
they were making, right?
I mean, in all fairness.
Now
with
I
the-
want one for the memes.
Yeah.
For
But
the
the,
lulz.
It's not like the Diablo KFC cup thing.
yeah.
That's not what it was. They knew what they were making when they made it. Like, it looks like a fleshlight.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the internet, though, because I bet they made that on purpose, knowing the internet would take it and run with it.
Yeah.
And then that just
Great.
drives more
Yeah,
media
it's a
to
great
do.
marketing tool for the movie.
It's free
Well,
marketing.
I mean, I guarantee you there are actual fleshlights out there now that are shaped like that bucket.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
If not, they're working on them.
Yeah. And butter flavored lube.
Well, that definitely exists.
But
It already
that's-
happened.
I was going to say,
So-
that better exist.
Better?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna use it?
Don't worry about it. Mind your own fucking business, guys.
Danger Will Robinson.
Danger.
Next up, there's got to be some inner turmoil for Paul being an Atreides and Harkonnen. I put this knowing that there's probably really not, because he almost switches after he takes the worm juice.
When he becomes Muad'Dib.
Well, not-
Actually, actually Muad'Dib.
the Lisan al Gaib.
Yeah. Same. It's
Gaib.
all the same.
Yeah. Because his switch, this is me going to the next point of the same, his shift into that is frightening. That's why I'm saying he did very well, because he played like a very lighthearted character for most of the movie. And then it's just,
Yeah, like all the scenes with Chani where he's like being kind of flirty, kind of like really nice, and then he's like, they're in the temple or whatever, and he's like commanding, like,
yeah.
no one here can challenge me.
Yeah.
And they're all like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. And everybody
somehow-
stands up. And he,
Somehow he just talks his way out of it. You're
yeah.
like,
I mean, granted, he picked one guy and was like, I know, like, don't get me wrong. If I'm in a group of people and someone points me out and names something
some
that happened,
mentalist shit.
Yeah,
Being
he-
like,
he names something that specific that happened a week ago, yeah, I'm going to believe him. I don't care if it was a 1 in a million shot. He's like, you shit your pants yesterday, and I just happened to. I'd be like,
I'll go back and do it for you. That's
see, that's the power. It's like, did he actually know that, or did he see him having this moment, saying this, and remembered it and said it? It's the time loop where you're like, what actually happened?
Yeah.
Did he know this, or did he just get the knowledge from the future vision? I don't know.
there's no telling.
There's no telling. There is probably like a lore answer.
Oh, I'm sure there
there
is.
probably is. I'm not sure that it matters.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't matter. You get the same result no matter which way you get there. So
Yeah.
now we get on to the part where Christopher Walken's voice bothers me. when he plays a serious character. Something about whenever he plays a non-serious character, I'm perfectly fine with his voice. But the moment you put him as a serious character, I'm like, I don't like it.
It takes you.
It takes me out of it.
Yeah, it takes you out of it. That's
Like I can't think
It's
of him
because
as serious.
you're so
Well, Cowbell.
attuned to him playing
And, like,
serious
silly characters,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Balls of Fury, right?
Balls of Fury, SNL,
Well, I mean-
Joe Dirt.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
so you're so used to him not playing serious characters, so that now when he's trying to play a serious character,
It's
like,
just his tone too. Like
it'd be like Jeff Goldblum trying to play a serious character. Have you tried to watch The Fly?
a long, long time ago.
Yeah, you can't take it seriously because it has Jeff Goldblum. in
Which
it.
that's also just kind of a meh.
It's
movie.
not a great movie, but it was supposed to be taken seriously in the first place. But you can't take it seriously because it's got Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's like every time I hear him say something, I'm like, I don't like his voice. Unless he's trying to say something funny, and then it works out. I don't know why that's where I draw the line, but I do. Next up, my favorite part of the movie, May Thy Knife Chip and Shatter.
Austin Butler just doing it for no reason.
Yeah, just
He's
right
just
back.
like,
May Thy Knife Chip and Shatter.
he's like, Atreides did it. I'll do it too.
That's so great. I loved it.
I don't know if any of you guys got this, but apparently a lot of people on the internet did that there was like some sexual tension between these two during this fight. I didn't pick up on it. I just read a bunch of reviews that were like,
No. What that is.
That may be intentional. That I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to let you speak.
Okay.
there's
But-
definitely to me like he is obsessed with Paul Atreides. I never got like that it was sexual.
I think he's just obsessed with the Atreides because it seems like the Harkonnen are obsessed with the Atreides.
Well, he's specifically obsessed with Paul.
If you watch the original movie, if you watch the original movie, there's this weird.
I would say staying obsessed
Well,
with
the
Kyle MacLachlan.
Harkonnens, like the Harkonnens are really strange, right? Generally speaking, they are far stranger in
84
in
Dune.
the 80s movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, far stranger. And then when you get Sting in there, there's a really weird like Uncle Nasty vibe about the Baron Harkonnen guy and Sting's character. And then whenever they do their little thing with whenever he does his little thing with Paul, there is a bit of a vibe about Sting. Yeah. So that's from that.
Yeah,
as far
I
as
never
know.
got it. I just thought he was obsessed with. Like, he was
I
like,
didn't either. What I was getting at is the internet is just a bunch of horny fucks.
Well,
and
definitely.
it's like they will make sexual tension out of nothing. Nothing. They do it in fucking anime specifically. Like that's where it's the worst. You'll have two characters talk for a quarter second. Like, hey, how was lunch? It was great. They want to fuck. No, they don't. But that's the fucking internet.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
I'm not talking about anime.
That's the only thing that I'll agree with Ethan on, that anime's stupid.
It's all the horny bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next
I don't want it.
and last point, unless you guys have any to bring up, have they confirmed that they're making the third movie?
No.
Okay. I just didn't.
I don't know how they couldn't.
I agree because this one.
They're
the way
gonna
it
wait for
ended,
some.
They need.
I'll just tell you, they're gonna wait for some time to pass. So, Shamalama Ding Dong and Zendaya get older because there's a 13-year time skip or something like that
just recast them.
in between.
Andy Samberg.
They definitely won't recast them. It's kind of close.
I'd watch it. I'll be honest.
I mean, y'all give it a shot.
I'd give it a shot. I'm not a big Andy Samberg.
They just recast Timothy Chalamet with Tom Holland. You're like, why? They're the same age.
Tom Holland looks younger than Timothy Chalamet.
They both have like that perpetual like young boy face with no
Yeah.
facial hair.
So did LaBeef too. Shia LaBeef.
Yeah, he grew facial hair.
He did.
I don't know if these two are capable of growing facial hair.
I don't think they are, to
I
be
don't know.
100%.
I've never seen them like with any sort of like real facial
He
hair.
had Chalamet had some facial hair in this movie. It was
Like stubble.
stubble.
No, that's
That's stubble.
different. Yeah.
That's easy for us to say.
Well, that's
No,
fair.
they-
I was just looking at that. I was like, well, I mean, it's just stubble. But I know plenty of people who can't even grow stubble like that.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just patchy.
Just
Sorry.
like Joe Dirt.
Fucking
Joe Dirt.
poor Tim, just catching strays. He'll never hear it, but he caught him.
But yeah, no, they have not confirmed it. They will confirm it probably in like 2 years because I don't know if you know this, Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet are busy.
I figured.
Yeah.
The two
They're
hottest actors and actresses right
they're
now.
busy.
Yeah.
Zendaya's got at least a Spider-Man film, a Spider-Man movie to film, and another season of Euphoria to film.
They have to book it. They have to, like, well, I'm open this week.
I can work
I'm open
1 week every month for the
These
next 4
4 or
months.
5 months.
Yeah, 3 years from now.
Pretty much. That's what happens.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to do it that way.
Speaking of them being the
With
two
the good actors and actresses.
the two hottest actors and Tom Holland, because I feel like Tom Holland's been cast in a lot of stuff. There was a fake. They're making this movie. I can't even remember what the fucking movie was, but they cast Tom Holland in it, and somebody got so upset they were commenting on it. We're like, "There's more than this little fucking twerp in the world."
You were going to say twink.
No, they said
I was going to.
they said twerp. Twink also works.
It's not wrong.
That's just not. So, any other points from you two? You raised your hand up real fast. Like
I'm
you
thinking.
thought about like he had one.
For an immediate sequel, this is really good.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
That is not like
yeah.
like when you have a trilogy, usually it's the middle one that falls. Unless it's like Star Wars. Usually it's the middle one that falls.
Yeah.
I will ask you a question.
4.
No,
That's my answer.
I don't know.
Final answer.
No, I don't accept. How do you feel about where they left Paul and Chani at the end of the movie?
As in, not together,
As in, it's very ambiguous.
because he said he was going to marry Florence
Yes.
Pooh.
P.
Florence Pooh. And Chani just left.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm neither.
Or Chani being disillusioned with the fact that he has now accepted becoming the Messiah.
It's neither here nor there for me.
Because that's a very, very large departure from the book.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
she's kind of like she doesn't care in the book that he's Anagaib.
Gotcha.
No, they
You
still
would
do
think-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still keep
That's
doing it.
that is another thing. If they do make Messiah, they got some shit to do because those two
Yeah.
have kids.
I mean, I figured.
So
Is it their two's kid that there's a bunch of books about that, like one of them becomes a worm or something like
yes,
that? Okay.
that is Leto 2.
Okay. Because I definitely seen something about somebody making themselves a worm.
Yeah,
Or attaching
we'll
themselves
never.
to a
We
worm.
will probably never get to that.
I would hope not. I would almost rather die.
Yeah, that's what. Remember when I said
They're
in the
going to stop at the end of the
next one.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then
I would
20 years from now, whenever we're out of more ideas, they're going to pick it up. and
I would
try
be
and-
wholly surprised if they went any farther than these 3.
Yeah,
I hope
'cause
they don't.
Out of any series out there, out of any book IP out there, this is not one that should be expanded past the original idea.
I mean, yeah.
it very much. It loses steam very quickly.
Yeah, that's why that's why there's just not that many books.
Oh, there's lots of books.
Not ones that are part of the original.
He wrote Herbert wrote all up to
Yeah, he did, but they were
5 or 6.
yes, but they divert from the original idea of the Arrakis thing.
Yeah.
The Arrakis idea is what he wrote about in the first place. So that's what I'm talking about. Books. The books about Arrakis are they fall off quickly after the original story.
It's pretty much these first 2. After that, they're kind of like
It's just those
galactic.
It's just the kids.
Yeah, they're just like galactic stories.
It's just the 2 stories about the kids, I think, that stick on Arrakis, and then they move off to other stuff.
fuck off. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Well, it should have explored the universe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to the ratings. This is from yesterday, so I would hope that it's still at least the same or very close to the same.
It should be. Good God.
Rotten Tomatoes was a 92% tomato meter with 430 reviews, which is very fucking impressive. And a 95% audience score with 5,000 reviews, which again, very impressive. IMDb, I almost said IMBD.
I always say IMBD.
Yeah, is a 79 Metascore with 62 critics, so they don't like it as much as the Rotten Tomato critics do, but... And then an 8.6 out of 10 with 414,604 reviews so far, which means people mostly like it. Mm-hmm. And now we get to move on to ours. It's me.
Does anybody remember what they gave part 1? I don't.
I meant to look, and then I completely
should have.
fucked up and forgot.
It's down there in the pile of papers we've been keeping in the corner.
Yeah, but I don't think we wrote it
we
down.
didn't write it down.
Our particular.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Not what they did. I said what our ratings
All of ours were pretty high. I think they were at least over 8.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't
I
remember
know they were
exactly.
over 8. I just don't know if I was like 8.3. And
I'm
Jarrett
just gonna
was doing his fucking thing.
I'm just gonna laugh when you're like, I like it better than the first one. You rate it lower.
I don't think that's going to happen. It is a possibility, but I do like it better. It just means that I suck at rating if I put it lower.
And memory.
And memory.
We are 3 goldfish over here.
Hey, that's 100% accurate. So I'm first up. I give it a 9. Just a solid 9.
Flat 9.
Flat 9. 9.0, which is just 9. I will not elaborate. Ethan, you're up.
It's one of those things. It's really high, so it's hard to place. I'd say you're pretty close. So I'll go 9.1.
I'm really glad you didn't say 9.01 because that's what I expected.
9.1.
And Jarrett, you're last up. I don't even need to fucking roll.
It's very rare I get to be the lowest. I like it. 8.5. Still high.
Yeah, that is
8.5.
still high.
I also don't remember what I gave part 1.
I liked a thing more than you liked a thing.
Yes.
That's
rare because you
very rare.
you just like to hate things.
I know it's really not that I like to hate things. It's that we're reviewing things.
So you look through it for
So
a
I
more
look
critical. Yeah, I got
I
you.
look through it for the bad and the good.
Yeah.
So that's why I watch things usually twice before we review it. And I can find good things about most media. Most. No Zack Snyder stuff. But I can find good things about most media. I can find bad things in every piece of media.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're made by people and people are flawed.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen. That doesn't mean I hate a thing or think that you shouldn't watch it, but unless it's Avatar. But generally speaking, I can find bad things about everything. And sometimes that just ruins movies for me.
Yeah. It's easy to do.
Especially because I'm trying to review them critically. I just don't like movies as much as I used to.
When I watch it and I make the notes, most of my notes are reviewing it critically, but my end score is not a critical score. It's usually just based on how much I like it.
I actually like part 1 better than I like part 2.
Really?
I don't know why. I can't really explain it.
I think the story was better.
Probably Oscar Isaac.
Because it's not relying on a previous story, so
Maybe.
it holds up together on its own.
I don't know.
That's why I think I might like Dune Part 1 better than 2.
Also, I just like
because of that.
maybe it's just because there's more Momoa and Isaac and
I feel like there's more
Brolin.
emotion to in 1.
I feel like it's a lot more
because
stronger
they have the whole
emotion.
like having to leave home. They have the whole like trying to get used to your new environment, the betrayal, and then him and his mother trying to survive in the desert, and then it's a lot more emotional to me.
Yeah,
So
I got that. So that's the last point, and that will wrap everything up. We appreciate you guys listening. You can use the link tree in the description below or wherever it's at for you if you're watching wherever you may be. And there are links to TikTok, Facebook. Ethan is looking for a link actively. At least that's what I'm assuming you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Okay. And more episodes there where you can see all the stupid shit. And you can go to our Patreon and you can support us there. Corey will tell you that it's worth it.
He's wrong, but yeah.
He is. I 100% agree with that statement. He is wrong. It's not worth it. Yeah. But if people think it is, It is.
Don't tell them that. Let them ask Corey in the Discord.
Yeah.
Talk
And
to
that's the other
Corey
thing.
about it.
There's a link in our Discord. Join it, and you can talk to all of us. Well, 2 out of the 3 of us.
I talk sometimes.
Sometimes.
You shut your fucking mouth. No, you don't.
I said sometimes.
We appreciate you guys listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Adios.